One Dance Moms star wrote in her 2025 memoir, "I will never reach out to Abby Lee Miller again. As far as I am concerned, she no longer exists in my world, and I like it that way." And she was not the only one. The woman who ran that studio is now unable to walk, and the girls she trained are thriving without her. Dance Moms premiered on Lifetime on July 20th, 2011. It followed Abby Lee Miller, the demanding, controversial, frequently terrifying head coach of the Abby Lee Dance Company in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as she trained a group of young girls for competitive dance, while their mothers watched from the sidelines and argued with each other and with Abby constantly. It ran for 11 seasons and 224 episodes until September 2019. It made household names out of Maddie Ziegler and JoJo Siwa. It launched careers that nobody expected, and the real lives of the girls who grew up on that studio floor, their real ages, their real partners, their real feelings about what they went through, are a story that the cameras only partially captured. We have to start with Abby Lee Miller, because there is no Dance Moms story without her, and the story of what happened to her after the show is one of the most dramatic in this entire cast. She was born on September 21, 1965 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She is 60 years old. In 2017, while the show was still airing, Abby Lee Miller was convicted of bankruptcy fraud and concealment of assets. She had hidden over $775,000 in income from the bankruptcy court. She was sentenced to 1 year and 1 day in federal prison. She reported to the Victorville Federal Correctional Institution in July 2017. She served 8 months before being released to a halfway house in March 2018. But here is the detail that makes her story genuinely complicated. While she was in the halfway house, she was diagnosed with Burkitt lymphoma, an aggressive form of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. She underwent emergency surgery in April 2018. During the surgery, doctors discovered the cancer had spread. She required multiple surgeries, chemotherapy, and extensive rehabilitation. The cancer and the treatment left her with significant nerve damage. As of 2025 and 2026, Abby Lee Miller is unable to walk. She uses a wheelchair. The woman who spent decades telling young girls to push through pain and perform, regardless of how they felt, is now unable to stand. She was not invited to the Dance Moms reunion that took place in April 2025 in New York City. Several key cast members reportedly said they would not participate unless she was absent. She was offered a cameo spot on the new Hulu reboot Dance Moms: A New Era. She declined. She is 60 years old. She has never married. She has no children. She runs a podcast called Leave It on the Dance Floor, where she discusses her time on the show. Maddie Ziegler was Abby's golden girl, the one who was always at the top of the pyramid, the one who never lost. She was born on September 30th, 2002 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She is 23 years old. She joined the show at age 8 in 2011 and left in 2016. During those years, she appeared in Sia's music video for Chandelier, a video that has accumulated over 6 billion views on YouTube. 6 billion. A dance video featuring a child actress in a blonde wig and a leotard became one of the most watched videos in the history of the internet. But here is what Maddie has said about being Abby's favorite that most people do not think about. In a 2023 podcast interview, she said, "My thought process when I was younger was, you have to be the best. If you do not win, you are not good." She said she was seen as the lead dancer and the most well-treated dancer. But looking back, she had the most pressure on her, because Abby said, "You are my golden girl, so you have to lead everyone to victory every time," which is just not sustainable. The girl everyone envied for being at the top of the pyramid was carrying the most pressure in that entire studio. After Dance Moms, she starred in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story in 2021 playing Velma. She appeared in My Old Ass in 2024 at the Sundance Film Festival, where Variety gave her a Breakthrough Award. She is set to appear in the 2026 film Pretty Lethal. On the relationship front, she dated Australian musician Eddie Benjamin for around 3 years before they reportedly split in early 2023. As of June 2024, she is dating music producer and songwriter Kid Culture, whose real name is Daniel Hackett, and who has worked with Justin Bieber and Stevie Wonder. They went Instagram official through birthday celebration stories. Maddie Ziegler is 23, dating a music producer who works with global superstars and building one of the most impressive post-reality TV acting careers of her generation. JoJo Siwa joined Dance Moms in Season 5. She was born on May 19, 2003 in Omaha, Nebraska. She is 23 years old. She came in as an outsider, the girl from Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, and immediately became one of the most recognizable faces on the show, with her giant bows and her unapologetically loud personality. She built a merchandise empire. The JoJo Siwa bow became a cultural phenomenon. She signed with Nickelodeon. She had her own Netflix show. She performed for millions of fans. She became one of the the most commercially successful Dance Moms alumni. In January 2021, she came out as a member of the LGBTQ community in a social media post that moved millions of people. She was 17. She said she just wants everyone to know that she is the happiest she has ever been. Her personal life has been very public since then. She dated Kylie Prue, she went on Dancing with the Stars in 2021, and became the first person on the American version to compete in a same-sex partnership. She and Kylie broke up. She dated social media personality Avery Cyrus. Then in 2025, she made headlines for her public split from Australian influencer Kath Ebbs, shortly before beginning a relationship with Chris Hughes on Celebrity Big Brother UK. Chris Hughes is 32 years old. JoJo is 22. In 2026, they are still together, and she wrote a song about him. The girl with the giant bow grew into one of the most outspoken and most publicly complicated young women in entertainment. Sioux, born June 20, 2001 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, played by the longest-running original dancer on Dance Moms, appearing for all 7 seasons alongside her mother Holly. She is 24 years old, and here is the detail about Nia that most people watching the show missed completely. During the run of Dance Moms, she was diagnosed with reflex neurovascular dystrophy, a condition where the brain misfires and sends pain signals to parts of the body. She had to relearn how to walk, then how to skip, then how to jump, then how to dance. The show mentioned it once, one time, and then continued putting her on that competition floor as if nothing had happened. She was always at the bottom of Abby's pyramid, always the underdog, always underestimated. And in November 2025, she released a memoir called Bottom of the Pyramid, which exposed 9 shocking secrets from behind the scenes of Dance Moms, including Abby's alleged racism, manipulation tactics, and things the cameras never showed. In the memoir she wrote, "I will never reach out to Abby Lee Miller again. As far as I am concerned, she no longer exists in my world, and I like it that way." She has appeared in 59 episodes of The Bold and the Beautiful. She landed a spot on Variety's 2023 Young Hollywood Impact Report. She is in a long-term relationship with Gabriel Hawkins, a fellow UCLA student, which she describes as a friends-to-lovers situation. The girl at the bottom of the pyramid is now a published author, a television actress, and one of the most respected voices to come out of this entire franchise. Chloe Lukasiak was born on May 25, 2001 in Churchill, Pennsylvania. She is 25 years old. She was one of the original dancers and one of the most openly mistreated by Abby, who constantly compared her unfavorably to Maddie and screamed at her in ways that went beyond anything resembling professional coaching. In a 2024 interview, Chloe said about Abby Miller, "For me, there is a lot less wanting to reconcile and wanting to talk. I have a life of peace now, and I have a successful career now, and it is in spite of her, not because of her." She now lives in New York City, working as an author and influencer. She is openly dating professional skateboarder Brooklyn Corey, making her one of the first Dance Moms alums to publicly confirm a same-sex relationship. She has spoken openly about finding herself completely outside of the competitive dance world she grew up in, and said her life of peace is everything she never had on that studio floor. Mackenzie Ziegler, Maddie's younger sister, was born on June 4, 2004 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She is 22 years old. She joined the show at age 6 alongside her sister and built her own career in music entirely separately from Maddie's dance and acting path. She released her 3rd album, Biting My Tongue, in July 2024. She has been linked to several relationships over the years: Hayden Summerall, Ashton Arbab, Isaac Presley, and musician Cole Sage. As of August 2025, she confirmed she is single and having fun following her split from Cole Sage. And here is the detail that most people forget about Mackenzie. She was 6 years old when Dance Moms started. 6. She grew up entirely on camera. Every awkward year, every uncertain moment, every emotional reaction, filmed and broadcast for millions of people. She is 22 now. She has never known an adult life that was not already being watched, and she is still building anyway. 3 facts. First, Abby Lee Miller is unable to walk as of 2025 and 2026 following cancer treatment and nerve damage from surgery. The woman who spent decades demanding physical perfection from children cannot stand. Second, Maddie Ziegler's music video for Sia's Chandelier has over 6 billion views on YouTube. A dance video featuring a child actress became one of the most watched videos in the entire history of the internet. Third, Sioux had to relearn how to walk, skip, jump, and dance after being diagnosed with reflex neurovascular dystrophy during the show. The show mentioned it once, then kept putting her on the competition floor. So that is the Dance Moms cast, real ages and life partners. Abby Lee Miller is 60, unable to walk, was excluded from her own cast's reunion, and declined a cameo on the reboot. Maddie Ziegler carried more pressure than anyone in that studio, starred in a Spielberg film film and is now dating a music producer who works with Justin Bieber. JoJo Siwa came out at 17, went through multiple public relationships, and is currently dating a 32-year-old man she wrote a song about. Sioux had to relearn how to walk during the show, was always at the bottom of the pyramid, and released a memoir in 2025 saying Abby Lee Miller no longer exists in her world. Lukasiak lives in New York City in what she calls a life of peace. And Mackenzie Ziegler has been watched by millions since she was 6 years old and is still building her career at 22. These were children. Some of them were 6 years old. They were put in front of cameras, ranked on a pyramid, screamed at, compared to each other, and asked to perform regardless of how they felt. And every single one of them built something real on the other side of it. Which cast member's story moved you the most? Drop it in the comments, and subscribe for more videos like this every week. The next one is already ready. See you there.